What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In tonight's video, I am reviewing Netflix's newest original film, The Devil All the Time. If you are new here and you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit that red subscribe down below before you leave. So The Devil All the Time is based on a book. I did not even know this. Based on a book, and the film is actually narrated by the author of that book, which I felt was a great touch. Now, this is usually where I explain the plot line a little bit. However, I don't want to go in depth because I don't want to spoil this. Plus, there really isn't a plot, to be honest. It is one of those movies where everyone in the cast somehow has a connection to each other, and it's a bunch of simultaneous storylines being played out in front of us, and either they know each other or they're related somehow, or circumstances happen where their paths cross and certain events are put into motion. And this is what unveils our story. And I do have to tell you and warn you, this is heavily, heavily focused on religion. So if you guys are not really into that, this might not be your cup of tea. Now let's talk about this cast for a second. Big cast, very star-packed cast. You have Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Bill Skarsgård, you have Sebastian Stan from the MCU. I have to say, the men are very well cast and full of star power, but the women in this movie kind of fell to the wayside for me. They're little bit parts. They don't hang around very much. The only women, or the woman character that we are even interested in and invested into knowing more of her story is played by Riley Keough. She is consistent throughout the entire film, but most of the other women in the cast are in there for about 20 minutes, maybe a half hour, and then they leave. I do have to say that this movie is a slow burn. It is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. However, trust me, it is worth it if you stick around until the very end, because that last half hour to 45 minutes of acting from Tom Holland, in my opinion, is absolutely wonderful. So let's talk about the acting for a second. And I'm starting with Tom Holland. I really enjoyed his acting in this movie, primarily because when I saw him, I did not think of Spider-Man or Peter Parker. I saw a different character in front of me. I really enjoy how he went in depth and just he shed that image. And this film is something that he needed to do to prove to the industry that he is more than just being that good boy in Spider-Man, that he can actually take on a serious deranged, I'm telling you, this movie is not easy to watch, deranged project like this. And I thought he pulled it off really, really well. His acting is phenomenal. And he was also doing a lot of great gun work, you know. Stupid, I know. But that also proves that he can do that as well, which is no surprise because he does have a background of various talents. So am I surprised he can do that? No, but that's another, feather in his cap that he could pull that off. Now, another one that I was very impressed with the accent was Robert Pattinson. He opened his mouth, a southern accent fell out, and I was like, is that Twilight guy? Is that Twilight man? Really? Now, I know he's worked so hard to get away from the Twilight stigma and being Edward Cullen, and let me tell you, with this role, he has done a complete 180 turn, and he is so far away from Twilight. It is unbelievable. His character of the preacher is creepy, it is filthy, it is nasty, disturbing, deranged, everything, and he plays it beautifully. I would have liked him to be in it a little bit longer, maybe even more deranged. Does that sound weird? But I enjoyed where he was going with it. I just wish he was in the movie for a little bit longer. Now, apparently, Jake Gyllenhaal produced this movie, if I'm correct. And I gotta say, I kind of wish that he was actually in this film, because out of the main men that are cast, I feel like the only one that I didn't really like all that much was Sebastian Stan, who plays what, the sheriff? He's the sheriff, right? The sheriff, And I felt Jake Gyllenhaal would have played that part absolutely spot on perfect. I would have loved to have seen Jake Gyllenhaal. I feel like he would have taken that over and done so many more things with it. And I know we saw him as a cop in Prisoners, but I would have loved to have seen him in this. I feel like he would have just eaten this up and done so well with it. But overall, I enjoyed the casting. I thought it was very well done. As far as the men are concerned, the females, like I said, I didn't like some of them. Riley Keough was fine, but the other women cast, I don't know. I just felt like they were miscast and they didn't belong. It just felt off to me. What do you think? Did you watch The Devil All the Time? Let me know your perspective of the female characters. Did you enjoy them or not? Overall, I have to say, when this movie started, I was extremely confused what was going on, what was happening. Although I have to say, the last 45 minutes to an hour really won me over with the events. They just kicked in and it started going and it wasn't stopping. And I kind of knew where it was going with Tom Holland's character. And it left you wondering what happened to him at the very end. Is there going to be a sequel? Probably not. But it kind of makes me want to read the book because maybe that will reveal what happened to his character in the very end. So do I recommend this to you? Yes, I do. I do recommend you that you watch this. However, I'm not sure about the rewatchability factor. I'm not sure if this is a film to watch again and again. I don't know if it would be mentally healthy for you to watch it over and over and over, but I think it's definitely worth your time at least one time. So let me know down below, what did you think of The Devil All the Time? Did you love it or did you hate it? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.